welcome to this video about Moon and Venus in Virgo. What is it all about? This series of videos, the intention is to know yourself a bit more, to understand yourself a bit more, and especially when it comes to your Venus and your Moon, when it is positioned in Virgo. And also when you are living together with someone who's got a Venus or a Moon in Virgo, to understand that person a little bit better. Moon and Venus, the distinction, very simple. Venus is about what we love, what we attract in our lives, the people we love, or the kind of people that we love, the kind of furniture we love, the kind of clothes that we love, or jewelry. And the Moon is very much about our emotional life, our inner life, how we act at home, how we react upon situations. So, Virgo, let's start with Venus in Virgo. Well, Virgo is all about purity, about perfection. It's a very analytical position of Venus. And what does it mean? It means that they will attract, or they will try to attract other people by their how they are going to present themselves. So people with Venus in Virgo mostly are very clean, very nice. They like things to be nice and tidy, but simple, very simple. It's an earth sign, so it loves, probably in their clothing, a lot of blues, a lot of grays, probably in their jewelry, a lot of pure, probably quite expensive, but pure. Like they rather prefer to have one diamond ring instead of having all kitsch jewelry. That's what they like. And in relationships, they are often said that they are a bit, you know, like the beauty queens, or like, for instance, the actress Catherine Deneuve. She's a French actress. Now it's going to be difficult with French and English at the same time. With Catherine Deneuve, an actress which is very much, she's got her Venus in Virgo, so she's very much, at the outside she looks very cool and very objective and very, don't come nearer, very, but actually Venus in Virgo isn't anything like that. It's an earth sign. And earth signs, or earth, they need the senses, so they need to touch, they need to feel their loved ones. So it's not true that Venus in Virgo is very, you know, because Virgo likes the purity of things, yes, but it is also an earth sign, so it also likes the simple things in life. It really does. And but yes, they are very reserved. They can be very reserved, especially when you don't know them. But once you get to know them, you go through the facade. So you go through that, and then they can be very, the most very attentive people. People who are very attentive in their relationships, and you know, it's the little things, and these little things and these little details they think about can be nice in a relationship. When they don't forget your birthday, and when they are writing little messages or whatever, they are very, very when towards their loved ones, they are very not precise, but they are very you know, into the little things, these very simple day-to-day things. Less is more. Venus in Virgo is all about simplicity. Purity, simplicity. They don't want to. It's not a Venus in Leo, you know, who likes all the drama, and there's nothing good or bad when there is drama involved. But Venus in Virgo, you know, keep it normal and keep it down to earth, keep it practical, and these are the ones when you're traveling. You want them to be around. They always have, you know, uh, things, you know, to clean your hands, or something that you have forgotten probably. They are very practical, you know. They really, if they do care, they really make sure that you're going to have a comfortable life. And they're very handy. They're very handy. Mostly Virgo is a very handy sign, you know, with the hands. Whether it is knitting or doing makeup things, like, you know, people who do the makeup artists mostly have a very emphasis on Virgo, because it's the fine things. And for a man, it can be, you know, that they do things like, you know, they're a surgeon or something, and have to operate on a very small little area. Anything like that, but the handy. And they have this fine sense of humor. Very simple, very fine sense of humor. No, they are very attracted to people who are clever. And they themselves mostly are very clever and very analytical mind. And they love that. In a relationship, they really need to be able to understand everything. Now, of course, when they overdo, they overanalyze. They overanalyze themselves, and they over criticize themselves. They're very critical towards themselves, and therefore also towards other people. So when they get out of balance, they completely overdo, and they completely are lost in the details, actually. So that's the challenge for someone with a Venus in Virgo. So, but it's a very humble position. Venus in Virgo is very humble. They don't need all the attention when it comes to their love life. They don't have to be on a pedestal. It's not like a Venus in Aries or in Leo who needs the attention, but they're very humble, and they really don't need the praise or the applause. Very thoughtful, and giving favors to people, and very modest, I guess. Very modest, and they always want to serve other people. And you know, when you're ill and you're living together with a Venus with someone with a Venus in Virgo, or maybe a Moon in Virgo, they are going to be the best nurses, nurses, and they're good in that. It's not much that when we go to the Moon in Virgo, and the Moon is of course about our emotions. The emotions are very analytical. Now that's strange, isn't it? It's ruled by Mercury, so the Moon is ruled by Mercury. The Moon is ruled by the understanding, analyzing of things, and that's a bit of a weird position to have. It's not bad or good, it's just different. And again, a Moon when someone is stressed and has his or her Moon in Virgo, they get lost in the details. They can't let go, and they want to pin down a situation or a person. They really want to know, how is this, and they really want to know what will come and what will happen, and they try to analyze, and then they don't see anymore. So, but that's only when they're disorientated. They have a shyness when it comes towards their emotions. With Moon in Virgo, they have this shyness. They're not going to show their emotions that easily. And also with Venus in Virgo, they're not going to show their emotions there easily. They are quite shy. It's quite a shy position to have, but that has its charm, I think. That is, it has a worrying nature. Moon in Virgo is going to worry about a lot. When it comes to their emotions, it's just the way they are. And when you're living together with someone with a Moon in Virgo, and you are someone like maybe Moon in Sagittarius, and then you can have or Moon in Pisces, and you know, go with the flow. It can be very difficult. to live with someone who's got a moon in Virgo. But that's why they act the way they act. If they are out of balance, they really try to find order amongst the chaos. They really don't like chaos, and actually they will probably attract someone who's a bit chaotic, just to have this in their life, who have to have the possibility to make order in their life. So they can be, the good thing is that they can, when it comes to their emotions, they can take a step aside and look at them, at their emotions. They can do that. They can be quite objective. It's good in a lot of professions, of course, to be quite objective. Sometimes it's really needed to be neutral. And but it's very much an identity-oriented sign too. And that purity, they really need it. They really need it in their lives. They really need that perfection. It's a Venus or a moon in Virgo has this need, and they value that too. It's a part of their value when it comes to Venus. It's part of their value to try to be the best that they can. That's why Virgo is very much associated also with work, day-to-day work, day-to-day routines. There are mostly a moon or a Venus in Virgo, mostly be people who do different things at the same time, who have a lot of energy, in those day-to-day stuff, and they are very practical, do this and do the cleaning, and then the ironing, and then the cooking, but all for other people. They feel valued when they do this for other people. That's all about Virgo. And what else? I think that's basically it. So when you're living together, that has a Venus in Virgo and the moon in Virgo. It's very much about the little things, but it can be very comforting, and it can be very practical, but it also will be very, they have this humbleness, humble nature, and it can be very beautiful in a relationship when someone loves you just like that. And so I hope you enjoy your Venus and your moon in Virgo, and I hope when you're living together with someone that you really appreciate all the work that they're doing for you, and you won't be left alone. They will take care about the people who they love. When you are a mum who's got moon in Virgo, you probably will be a mum who thinks it's very important for their child to think, how to think, not what to think, but how to think. And they will pay a lot of attention to that, so to develop that. They will also pay a lot of attention to the practical stuff. If you go to school, you have to do this and that, and they won't forget any detail, with a child who's got a mum with moon in Virgo, I don't think they always will be dressed well and will never forget what they have to do, homework or something like that. So they're very devoted persons, very devoted mums, and they have this ability to listen, not only to their children but also to their loved ones. Virgo is very much about, they can listen very good. They have this, that's to do with that humble thing. They can listen, and they can, like a child who needs a lot of attention, and they do their story over and over again. A mum with moon in Virgo, no problem, they will listen. And truly, they will listen truly and say, oh yes, did that happen to you? Tell me about it. And that's why mostly moon in Virgo, they love children. So thank you for watching. I hope you liked it, and give me some comments. How your Venus, how you experience your Venus or your moon in Virgo, or your loved ones who have moon or Venus in Virgo. And see you soon. Bye bye.